What's up, everybody?
What's up, gamers?
This is Baka-Banashi. If you listened to our episode of Pop Culture Talk Zone last week, you'll know that we're currently drunk.
Maybe even more so than last time because we got new drinks for all of this. I'm the remains of the beatbox you didn't drink that one time that we were drinking a few weeks ago, and almost 2 Mike's Hard Lemonade and probably a third by the end of this episode because you got me another one.
And I'm just sitting over here drinking spiced rum and cola.
It was a very nice bottle he brought in. You watch it, I can pretend it like that we're clinking even though we're not close enough for it.
You just broke somebody's eardrums. Well, today I've got something special. This was supposed to be a birthday present for Kermit, but he put it off.
I was recently
a long time
of months.
So we're gonna do something special.
Okay.
But before that, I've got something else to do first.
Oh. I forgot on the back step for this because I don't know what's happening.
Our Patreons will know about this, and you, Kermit, know about this, but most people haven't heard this so far. People may be aware that my son likes to make music, and we did a bonus episode a while back where we listened to a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Because you enjoyed them.
I did.
And it was a fun little thing.
Yeah.
Well, he's continued to work on his music.
Okay, that's exciting.
And just a couple days ago, he sent me something. So one of the things that he has done for a long time is when he makes music and he puts lyrics in it, he just says random stuff.
As we have seen. What was it? 20 to the power of 20. No, it was 10. It was 10.
10 to the 10.
10 to the 10. But the number he said after that was just like a random number. And to me, it had no significance. It was very charming.
If you're wondering about
Silly.
that, you got to sign up for Patreon. Lowest tier is $1. You get the access to the bonus episodes. You can go listen to that.
You can listen to this where I recreate them poorly.
It was fun.
It was fun.
He makes good beats. He makes good melodies, but his lyrics they leave something to be desired.
He's a Gen Alpha making music that makes me nostalgic as a millennial.
However,
it makes me nostalgic for Time Splitters music.
He sent me a new track a couple days ago.
This is not the main topic of this, but this is a bonus. This is a cherry on top of the Sunday that is to come.
This is the actual birthday present for you.
Oh, you said this was a couple weeks ago. Was it in fact a couple months ago?
So he sent me this, and he said, I made a song with lyrics. Is it good?
Oh, I'm excited. I hope I don't be mean to a child right now. Give it to me.
So I want everybody to listen to this and come on our Discord. Let us know if it's good. Are you ready?
I'm plugged in as I'm going to be. 2 and a change drinks deep. He had good flow the times that he... Okay. He makes great video game music. Maybe not of this era, but he does make really good video game music.
I think you burst the water main. You're gonna have to explain. I will never stand for this. I think we're gonna drown in this. You better not cry. You better not cry. You better not do anything that might be wrong or you'll die.
Yo! It should not, my ability to keep the insides inside is even worse now that I'm inebriated. But, genuinely, he's got flow. I've got a good detector for, cringe rhythmic lyrics. And my tummy hurts, and my tummy does not hurt right now. I'm having a grand old time. That was great.
I think you flooded the whole town. That is not very profound. Nobody will stand for this. All of us will drown in this. I will never lie. We're all gonna die. We need to escape, or this will be our watery fate. Water me.
This is awesome. Genuinely. He's doing okay, right? Your son's doing okay. Did he just pitch his voice?
Water me.
Dude, This is exciting! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Waterman.
Hell yeah! Genuinely, hell yeah!
So
like no jokes, no smoke, no just like, oh, I know the kid, I should be nice. Like, genuinely, that was pretty hype. That was genuinely pretty hype and had some good flow to it.
I do want to take a little bit of credit for this for myself because no, I'm
He
serious.
came from your loins. He is your son.
In all seriousness, listen, I encourage him in this stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't blow smoke up his ass.
That's good.
When he comes to me and he talks about this stuff and he lets me listen to it, I tell him what's good and I tell him what's not good.
Yeah.
I'm not mean about it.
Did you
obviously.
tell him this was good?
Yes.
Okay, good, because it's good. Like,
No, and literally, so what he texted it to me, and he's out in the living room. I'm in the office, and I listened to it. I literally got up and went out, and I went, dude, that's really good.
like that's like some good lyrics. Like, and they flow well, and your flow, like. He's not the most confident sounding human, but the way he puts them together, like my guts can detect when it's like,
Yeah.
you're not going for it.
So-
and he's like he's spitting.
Yeah.
And the joy of like, this is already pleasurable to listen to, and to know that he literally only can get better by doing, and that also by proven by the fact that he has been doing, because it's a while since
Yeah.
we did the last one of these. Like, that excites me to no end.
So the key here, the thing I'm taking credit for, is because with those previous blocks, I've been telling him for a while, I said, listen, when you want to do lyrics, you need to actually write something. Instead of, because what he was doing was he would make the melody and then he would just say words over top of it and make them up.
And
as
even
he's
when he
going.
was doing that, admittedly, he had
The flow was there, but
which is
there were
still
made-up
so-
words.
Exactly,
Right.
but it's still so mind-blowing. Like no true shade thrown against your kid, but like, he's not somebody that strikes me as a human that has flow.
Yeah.
I don't think I have flow. I cannot rap.
But in this case, he very specifically sat down and typed up lyrics
Heck
to go with this
yeah.
music. Water main, apparently.
That's
I
what I
don't
would
I
call
don't
it.
know where this came from. I guess a water main broke and flooded the town in something.
But it will if you don't get on this. If you keep telling lies and you're not on it. And it had I like that the theme, the meaning of it matched the like weird minor key or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the like it was like, it just.
Now here's the thing.
He's got a sixth sense for this.
He
stuff.
recorded that on his iPad
Wild.
in a home that has multiple nice microphones in it.
Have you offered
So,
him these
yes,
services?
and so I
as somebody
told
who has
him-
SFU, because like I don't these microphones live in my home, but I don't know how to work them. And obviously it won't be today, but at some point we will be doing a music project that I don't know if
Yeah.
the listeners ever get to hear.
But I told him, I said, listen, why don't we re-record your vocals on a microphone? And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to produce it for him, because
Producer side.
he obviously is able to do a lot with it, but what he's missing is the confidence in the singing. And part of that is because he's in the house. His mother gets headaches and stuff. He's
Yeah.
trying not to be loud.
He's somebody in the house.
But
He's a kid in the house.
We're going to go in the
It's
office.
to be about being proud and confident and not loud necessarily, but
You need to project it.
heard. Yeah. To go
So-
to truly spit.
Especially if people jump on our Discord and say that they really liked this, we'll go in the office. We'll use the nice microphone.
I just want that. Can I do that? Just here in Meat Space, tell you please do that. I would love.
We'll
to
probably
hear what
do it
that
anyway,
was.
but he'll get a huge kick out of it if other people are like, "Hey, this is really good."
Please, other people, please
we
go to
did-
the Discord. And
We
say-
had a couple comments on the one on Patreon. I really appreciate that. I believe Cake Dwarf was one of those. And I let him read those. Thank you very much for those. He really enjoys that. So if more people comment, since more people are listening to this, then got to listen to the Patreon ones.
True.
That'd be cool, and he'll get a kick out of that. And what we'll do then is we'll actually like put the full song up on the Discord. So
I'm in for that. Please listen to it. Say nice things. I had a blast listening to that.
I figured you would.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Well, now it's time to get into the meat of this episode.
This meat that has been that I asked for. What is it? It's October.
You still don't know what this is, do you?
So 4 months ago, probably even 5 months ago, I asked Brad for my birthday. I said, "Hey, I want to get drunk, record this ranty pop culture talk zone about how capitalism depresses me, but I need you to come up with a fun, a Baka-Banashi topic you know will make me happy. That's silly to talk about." And here we are 5 months later having it. And I genuinely have zero idea what this is going to be. But after that intro, I'm in very high spirits.
So we're going to do a tier list.
Fun, okay.
It
helps that I'm drunk, that I can overcome the feeling that there's too many of those, but they are very fun to do.
The tier list isn't the main part.
Okay.
The main part, the thing that we're then going to make a tier list out of, is Japanese profanity.
I just wanted to shout "ore," but that's not profanity. That's just saying "I."
You can say some of this other stuff after you say ore.
Ore! Son of a bitch!
So there's actually not a ton of references for this. So we're actually on the Wikipedia page.
That works. Did Joseph Joestar ever say fuck? I don't think he did.
Oh my god!
He said, "Oh my god!" and "son of a bitch!" He might have said shit. I don't think he said shit. When I say shit, it doesn't sound right in his voice.
Oh god, that's strong. Well, in honor of this show, we're going to start off with Baka.
Baka.
So Baka, as most people know, can mean idiot, moron, fool, or asshole. So we have a tier, S, A, B, C, and I just went straight to F because we don't need D.
We don't
and
have E and D. We have F. Perfect. That's what you want. So S, A, B, C, F. I don't like. This is the problem. Like, you started with such a classic, and it's like I don't know what else is going to come at me. But this one's such because it's the. I don't remember when I was watching it, but when you get hit with the Baka, like they stretch it out. Like there's just such.
I think Baka should be S tier.
I think it's such a classic. It's so perfect. I'm in agreement.
Yeah, it's a classic, and
this is Baka-Banashi. I mean, What are we doing? Come on, this is the time.
If you were ever gonna do it, it would be now.
It would be now. So wait, are you gonna? I mean, I guess Baka we knew, but like, I'm hoping the rest of these, because I know a lot of the times that like Japan doesn't have like swears, but it's like the way they speak about it. Even if you directly translate it, it doesn't sound like an insult.
We're gonna get into that a little bit,
but it is an insult, and will then usually be localized as more cutting insults and not the literal meaning of them, because usually it's like your highness, but maybe not in the way that we do it, but maybe in the way that we do it. I don't know. They don't really have sarcasm, which is maybe why it's a more biting insult and not just like Becca. It's just fun to do that.
Don't worry, we've got plenty of that. All right. So next up, this is another classic. It basically means the same thing. But you've probably heard this in a bunch of anime. Aho.
Aho. Like that?
Yeah, generally that'll be like there's like a bird flying that says it.
Isn't that the crow that usually says that?
As for what they have listed here for that, it's literally the same definition as Baka. So
I don't think I know it as well as Baka, but I've definitely run into Aho. Yeah. And also the just sort of general English comedy of it sounding like saying "aho," which whatever. I'm reminded of a now many years old, I think, VTuber bit. I don't remember which one it was. It was one of like the big ones from the big studio back when it exploded during quarantine times. And it's just them saying like, I think them saying horny and not really fully understanding what it means, or at least not all of them understanding it, and none of them just going, "I'm horny," clearly not understanding what she's saying.
I'm thinking.
This reminds me of that.
I'm thinking B.
B. Yep, that's what I was feeling. I'm glad. I had it on my lips, and I was waiting for you to say it to see if we had an agreement or not. I didn't want to juice the results too much.
All right. So There's an add-on here for Baka. They have it listed separately, but they have the
Banashi?
same Baka-Yaro.
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 Yes, correct.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna tier that one, but I just wanted to say that. That's sort of.
What's the Yarrow ad?
I don't know. They don't have.
I don't know.
They don't have a good list here.
Baka, but respectfully, because there's a bunch of words you use to say respectful, right? And it's so respectful that it's insulting.
Okay. Next, let's go to. Should we do some ones that you've never heard before?
I'm in for that. That's the good stuff. While I continue to look for the I'm horny. Yes, lay it on me.
All right. Manuke.
Manuke.
Meaning clueless or loser. Literally missing a beat or out of rhythm.
Oh, I love that. It's a musical human. I love that. Say it one more time. I want to say it. I want to put the zuts on it.
I will preface all of this with I don't know the exact pronunciations for a lot of these. Manuke.
Manuke.
I could probably look it up.
Get Google.
Manuka.
Duke Manuka.
Apparently. So where do you think we want to put Manuka?
Give me what the words were again. The meanings.
Clueless or loser, or missing a beat, or out of rhythm.
I did like that. It's not as fun to drop on people. Did we have a C tier?
Yep.
But we put the last thing in B. I'm going to put this in B.
Okay.
I don't know if it's quite A yet. I like the meaning, but it's not as fun to say, and I feel like you at least have to have fun to say if it's going to make it to A. Fun to say, make it to A.
All right. So
Total
next,
classic. To S it will.
So we were in the stupidity category.
Okay. What do we increase to now?
We're going to jump over to people, personalities.
Personalities. Okay. Lay it on me. What kind of personalities are we talking about?
Just to level set here, we're not going to tier this one, but chibi is within here.
Oh, interesting.
Apparently, I guess if you say it in a mean way, that means runt or shorty.
You can't shorty on the chibi on the dance floor. I mean, any word you can make into an insult and or slur if you give it enough chutzpah.
Otaku's also on here.
Chibi. It's hard. I'm trying to make chibi into a slur, and I'm really failing. It's too cutesy. Runt.
Okay. We're gonna go with yabo.
Some yabos. I only know yabo as slang for tatters, which is slang for boobs.
Coarse, impolite, or disrespectful.
Yabo.
Mm-hmm.
Yabo.
Maybe.
I've just got freaking Matt McMuscle saying yabo so burned into my brain. Yabo. Coarse. Would I say this if I was properly from Tokyo? Do you think I would say this of somebody from Kansai having a Kansai dialect that sounds like they're a hick? Would I say that Goku was a yabo?
I think
you think
you might, if you say worked as a high-ranking government employee and you were approached by one of the youths, you might call them yabo behind their back.
Oh, yes, because we can't have insults to their face. Well, I guess in my Dragon Ball parallel, Bulma coming from the major city would probably call. I don't know if she did, and if that word existed at that time in that form.
I don't know how mean this is.
Exactly. That's the fun with all the things. It's fine. It's like a C.
I think that's good.
It's not an F, but it's fun to have, and it makes me think of yabos, and that makes me smile. But that's not really for it to have.
I have one that's specifically for you.
Ooh.
Uzai.
Uzai.
Which is short for urusai.
Urusai.
Can you guess what that means?
No.
Annoying or noisy.
Urusai. I'm trying to give it like the yak. I mean, I can't roll my R's, but I'm trying to give it that like.
You can just say uzai.
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 Uzai. It's fun to deliver. Like I mean, obviously we don't know how to pronounce any of these, but like
Yeah,
Yabo or
Uzai is
Yabo
pretty straightforward.
But Uzai, I can give it that like Yakuza punk to it. My revving of my engine in my throat.
That person just keeps talking over and over. Uzai!
Baka-Uzai. Stupid chatterbox. There's a good localization there. Chatterbox. That's a localization right there.
I like this one.
I like it. It's I'm stuck between B and A. It's
I'm
not
going
S.
A. I'm going A.
It's fun to do. It's important to because it's like Baka is so fun to say when you give it socks, when you give it the business. And I feel like that's important for this tier list. If a good insult needs to feel really good to lay on somebody.
In a similar fashion, Kimoi.
Kimoi?
Which is short for Kimoichi Warurai.
Kimoichi Warai. Kimoi.
Disgusting or gross.
I'm remembering... Oh, it was... we learned from Ben and Mashal of Kimo, but that was for cringe. That's something else. I don't know if we'll come across that or not. Hit me with it one more time. I want to be able to say it.
Kimoi.
Kimoi.
I don't think you'd say it like that, though. You'd be like, Kimoi.
Kimoi. Kimoi. What was the meaning again? I'm feeling B tier, but I want to
disgusting or gross.
B tier. It's not the words are more intense that it describes, but it doesn't feel as good to drop. The full one is pretty good, admittedly.
All right. Let's see here. Trying to look for ones that might be useful for us.
I mean, get a bad one. Something needs to go in F, and I feel like it's important to have a full breadth of rater. Or like if your tier list doesn't have every tier involved in it, I think you're not trying hard enough.
Well, I want this tier list to not be Busu.
Busu. What does that mean?
Ugly.
Busu. Busu. B for Busu. I think it's solid. Fun to deliver.
Everything's going to be B.
That's why I'm saying you got to pick a bad one. We got to get an F. I don't know if anything is going to be as S. Like you're going to have it has to be a really good insult and really fun to say to get another S along with Baka, because Baka is such a it's a classic. It's a classic in the otaku realm.
All right.
In Weeb zone.
If we want to get into potential F tier,
okay,
we can go down to the racial euphemisms section.
Oh, I don't know if this will be F, Brad. I've been raised on a diet of Wooly Versus and Super Best Friends, and racism powers that man.
So we'll start off
unless they make me uncomfortable, in which case I just won't want to talk about it at all.
We'll start off with the easy one, which everybody knows, gaijin.
Gaijin.
Meaning foreigner.
Baka-Gaijin.
Or, I guess, a literal translation of outsider.
I mean, there you go. I guess I'm happy that the literal translation is... It makes sense. I mean, again, another classic. That's an S tier. Come on. You're telling me you're trying to give me F tiers. You're giving me S tiers. That's a classic.
we just got into this section.
Okay, we're dipping our toes. We've already started on top. We can only go down.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Oh, we're getting into the moonshine. We're getting into maybe too much for broadcast. Are these like proper slurs? Should we not be here?
I think I'm going to stay away from these ones that are specific nationalities.
Yeah.
Because there's a couple here that are they're specifically for Korean people.
Yeah, no. I don't want to do that. I know I'm joking about racism, and racism should not be joked about, but let's not do that one.
But there's actually a bunch here that are all foreigners.
Okay,
so
give me another one.
Ijin. Inojin. No, Ihojin. Keto.
But do these have more specific meanings?
Foreigner, another person, stranger, alien, newcomer, non-native.
Okay.
Takujin.
Everything's gene based.
No, taco kujin.
It's because the Americans came over during World War II wearing their jeans,
Yeah,
and that's
right.
why that's not. They can't bring Mexican food from Mexico. Tacos, so taco kujins.
Do you want to? Well, we can take those 4 and we'll just lump them together.
Give me them in rapid fire again, so I can think about them now.
Ijin,
Ijin,
Ihojin,
Ihojin,
Keto,
Keto's the weird one. It's not doesn't have gene in it.
and
Taco
kujin.
Taco kujin. The genes are fun. They seem all over the place a little bit. I'm curious the difference between that and gaijin. I'm gonna give them a C. We told me I put too much things in B. I'm putting this one in C.
That's fair.
A respectable choice, Brad says.
All right. So moving on to something that's also potentially controversial, although I think some of this is fine.
We'll find out.
Homosexuality. There's only 4 items in here.
Is Kamabaka in there? I know Kamabaka Kingdom.
Okama is literally the first one. So
come my way.
the literal translation of Okama
I've heard this before. What is it?
is pot.
Pot?
I don't know.
Nothing else listed there?
Slang for gay man especially refers to cross-dressers.
I'm gonna go. This one I'm googling for because I swear because Okama comes up in One Piece because let me have my anime boomer moment. In One Piece, when Bon Clay shows up in the original 4Kids dub of it, it was not even "Oh Come My Way" karate. It was he had crazy karate. And then in the Funimation dub, I think. And in the manga, it became "Oh Come My Way," which I admittedly really like. One day when One Piece finishes, so everybody's settled, in my own gender journey, I'm very tempted to get a Bon Clay tattoo that says "Oh Come My Way," just because there's something about that feels very special to me. But that is just I mean, obviously it's not a mistranslation because they know what they're doing, but like Americans, outside of looking it up like we are doing now, we don't know what Okama are, so that doesn't make sense to put there, especially that early in the series.
Apparently it means a pot.
Yeah.
I don't know how you got from pot to a gay man.
I swear there's something else there. I swear I've seen something else when looking stuff up.
Now,
when I Google search Okama, One Piece Wiki shows up first.
Yeah. Now, on the flip side of that, you have Onabe.
What's Onabe?
A gay woman.
Ooh, fun.
Which also translates literally to pot. And I'm continually confused.
Hey, when I go on the One Piece Wiki and they show all the characters associated with the character Okama, you know who shows up? Sanji. And a bunch of non-canon people who I have no way. Are you guys from the fucking... what's the fuck? What is that art? What's the Japanese theater art form?
Kabuki.
Maybe they're from the Kabuki show, but they're like weird
We
headshots.
already talked about who One Piece characters have had sex, so...
We have. Okama Land.
Where do we want to put Okama and Onabe? This is a hard one for me because I've only heard these in a reasonably unoffensive context. I don't know if they are offensive or not.
I don't know if this is a situation like queer where it used to be an insult and it's been brought back in and reclaimed, but I also don't live in Japan and I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know how these people are Japanese speakers are using that term, and especially Japanese queer people. I could see it because it does not help that my main hookup for it is One Piece.
Now, there's 2 more in this section that I believe, I'm personally going to say F tier. So...
wait, did we tier Okama?
No, but we can do that after I talk about these 2.
Okay.
So, the actual word for lesbian, so not just saying like
Lebsian.
that's a pot woman, I guess.
I'm googling it. Legends of Localization. My main man Tomato.
So this is an example of how the Japanese language really likes English, but it doesn't understand it?
Oh.
Rezu.
Rezu.
As in Rezubian.
Ha!
And the word for
Lesbian.
homosexual is homo.
Well, I mean, hey.
I would go F tier for those two
Yeah,
because that's just lazy.
I'm going to resbolect.
For Okama and Onabe, I don't think we can go too high with this because we're not 100% clear
We're
on
not
the
sure
context.
if it's still a slur or not.
So, B or C?
I'm gonna give it a B because "O come away, O come my way" just means so much to me, and I'm hoping that is some vanguard of trying to reclaim it. That's my hope. I'm still trying to look up because I swear at some point I learned what the reasoning for Okama.
I think that's fair. All right. Now we are going to jump over to...
Because it does, when I look it up, it is listed as derogatory, but depending on the timing, if you look up the word queer, you'd have it marked as derogatory, and I use that to describe myself and people close to me.
Yeah. So now we're going to jump up to profanities that are related to gender. So we've got male profanities, female profanities, and neutral profanities. Now, these are things that are going to be basically sexual in nature. That's what they're meaning by profanity.
Yes. Give me a second. I'm finding what Okama means more, and I swear I've seen it before. Okay, I can't find it. I apologize for sandbagging. What's the next one?
I'll cut that out.
Yeah, please cut that. It wasn't interesting. Here, while we're cutting these, I need to go pee really quickly. I'm going to be okay, unless I'm not.
While Kermit goes and falls down the steps, I am going to eat something else from this box. So as people might know, we're sponsored. We're not sponsored. We're partnered with Sugoi Mart, but we get Japan Crate. And Japan Crate and Sugoi Mart, they're affiliated. I guess it's like the same company. But anyway, in this Japan Crate, we got this thing, which I can only describe as dried corn. It's this little packet of corn kernels that are dried. So I'm going to open this. It smells like corn. It's hard. Oh. What is that? They're freeze dried? What the heck? Huh. Well, we don't have a code for Japan Crate, but if you want to support us and you haven't already, you can go to SugoiMart.com, and for your first order, if you use code APR15 at checkout, you can get 15% off. We also have a link in the description if you want to just click on that and just have it automatically applied. I think this is literally just dried corn kernels. This is so weird.
Crunch? The corn!
It's literally just dried corn.
You know what? At this point in time, I'm in for that. I could use something. I like the seasoning. It's kind of exactly what my taste buds want right now.
Yeah, there's a little salt on it.
Without this, with all this booze.
It's so weird.
Can you shout piss in a way that's not just you thinking about Tourette's guy and the way he shouted piss? Piss! Oh, man, these are delicious.
Okay, well,
Let's get back to it. Not
next,
about
we're talking about profanities, and of course we have to start off with chinpoko.
I've heard that before, but I don't remember what it means.
It means penis.
This is probably what got localized to weenie and or schlong, do you think?
So that would be chin chin.
Chin chin, the cuter version of it. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because wiener is kind of more... Wiener.
Now,
schlong, I would feel like is somehow... Schlong is comically pornographic, but wiener or weenie is more childishly penis.
Yeah. Now, there's a couple of these. They all have chin in them. So chin poko and chin chin, they're really the only ones you need. So,
is this part of like a bigger phrase to describe? Like the chin seems like the main sound that you want to invoke when you're talking about the penis.
Chin po, poko chin, and then
pogo chin.
Poko
chin,
and then Mara for whatever reason. That's just another one. I don't know.
That is the dick to the other words cock and or penis. I don't know what the medical term is in Japanese if they have such a thing.
So what do you think? Where do you want to put Chimpoko and Chin Chin?
C, if not F. They're just not too childish sounding for me. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, maybe you'll like better Kusojiji.
Kusojiji.
What do you think that means?
Kusojiji. We're in sexual references. Kusojiji.
This one isn't entirely sexual.
Yeah, I'm even more confused now. Kusojiji. It's not cocksucker?
No.
Wow. I'd have really, especially after the last one, but just by the sound of saying it, it sounds like other language cocksucker. We're going to have to mark this episode explicit, aren't we? I mean, literally for both the drunkenness, but also, like, literally what we are talking about is explicit.
I probably shouldn't have done an ad read.
They're diversifying. Pitch it to them, they're diversifying their content streams.
Kusojiji.
Kusojiji.
Old fart or old hag.
Oh,
unpleasant old man.
Isn't kuso something already? I can hear, unless I'm thinking of something else.
I mean, that's Kisama.
Kisama.
We'll get to that.
Okay, good. Kusojiji. Kusojiji.
You always want to make them all sound mean like that, but like...
It's supposed to be swears.
Kusojiji baka.
Kusojiji.
Baka Kusojiji.
Dumb oldie. Because what, Gigi's probably old
Yeah.
person. Kuso is some sort of insult modifier.
So I can throw this one in there.
Dang oldie or whatever, or shit, whatever Sanji says in certain translations of when he calls.
You've probably heard this one then.
Zeph.
Kuso baba.
That's shit granny.
Yeah.
But what's Kuso? Kuso?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, but you have to stop looking them all up.
Okay. Kuso is a film? Kuso is a film directed by Hannibal Buress? What the fuck? These are all of the swears in one. That's cheating. In Japanese, kuso is a word that is commonly translated to English as curse words such as fuck, shit, damn, and bullshit.
Yeah.
That's like 80% of swears.
Yeah.
That's like all of them except bitch.
So if you really hate an old person...
Well, no, that's what it was. Sanji calls Zeph in... I want to say the translation, or one of the translation of the infinite number of One Piece translation. He calls him shit geezer, or crap geezer. I think it was crap geezer, not in the 4Kids. I don't know what he said in 4Kids, admittedly, but he calls him crap or shit geezer. So I'm assuming he would say
Kusojiji.
Kusojiji is my guess of saying crap or shit geezer, depending on...
Now that you say that, that does sound familiar.
Right? Doesn't that sound right? Because depending on the amount of ore in your translation of One Piece, he will say crap or shit geezer. your ore meter. I love that I'm using that as a word. Not a swear. Literally just I. Rambunctious I.
So, what do you think?
We're gonna put Kusojiji and Kusababa again because it's like when I have context, it
A.
Yeah, A tier. It heightens them. Not an S tier. They're not fun. They're not as like fun to spit out. But when I think of shit or crap geezer, that makes me smile.
Yeah. All right. So there's actually a lot more variety for female than males, because most of the male ones are about the penis. But for females, we'll just start right at the top. We've got Abazure.
All about the patriarchy, my
Abazure.
Abazure. What is that?
Bitch.
Bitch. My kuruba. Abazure. I don't think I've ever heard
It doesn't
that.
really flow off the tongue that well.
It's too big. The joy of bitch is that it's one syllable, and
Yeah.
you sprinkle it on things like freaking seasoning.
So I'm thinking C.
I would call this an F. It's not fun to say. It doesn't feel like it's insulting to women. It's not fun to say. That's like a double negative.
All right.
Something's got to go in F, and it disappoints me. It's too bulky. It's too bulky and mean to women, but not in a fun way.
Maybe you'll like Yariman,
Yareman.
which means slut.
Okay, we're getting better now. Yeah. Isn't oh, because I'm thinking of yare yare daze. Does it have any other information of like what the literal meaning is?
Nope.
I love the literal meanings because it's like a little puzzle, which we still haven't figured out with pot. Say it one more time.
Yariman.
Yareman. C tier. It's but it's not an F. It's a step up from F.
All right. Well, now we get into the references to vagina,
Fun.
which apparently the core of is manoko or manko.
Monko.
Manko, omanko,
Princess Monko's flying. Shoot, which one am I? Princess Mononoke.
wereme,
Princess Mononoke. Princess Monoka. That's the porn parody.
omeko.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
So most of those are vagina. Although they also can mean vaginal intercourse somehow. I don't know.
Weird. Some language be doing.
And we can just group all those together
They say,
as well.
So give me them rapid fire.
Manko, omanko,
Okay.
wareme,
Wareme.
omeko.
Omeko. I mean, I don't think you. I mean, like by and large. I mean, I guess in English, and I am asserting from that Japanese culture things, but it's like I feel like vagina is not usually involved in insults
Yeah.
as much as penis is. Because when I think about using vagina as an insulter, because it's usually of like, oh, you're a girl, you have a vagina. I'm thinking of an ancient Newgrounds cartoon for Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Wolverine says either get the game or get a tampon for your huge flappy vagina. I know. It's when I go back to it, I laugh because of nostalgia, but also like oof. But also tee-hee, if I'm being honest. But
C,
I feel
C or
it's
F?
not as, what?
C or F?
Ooh, F. I don't like them. They're just not doing anything for me. Not familiar. Doesn't feel good to say. Don't want to talk about.
I think that's fair. All right. So now we're gonna get these ones are more neutral.
Neutral.
And you've probably heard some of these before.
Ooh, that's good. The ones I've heard, having context of hearing them before helps.
So we got the classic hentai.
Hentai. Pervert.
Pervert. Yep.
I know, no, because the gag, I'm trying to remember. The gag with Frankie is that hentai sounds like henshin, because henshin is transform. And he shouts hentai and then transforms. That's when he becomes Frankie Centaur, if memory serves. I love that all of these are contexted around One Piece, and I don't know what that says about Oda, that all of these, this is where I'm remembering all of these from, that I have context for. Or further I've heard hentai and other things. Is it more than just is there a more literal translation, or is it literally
Nope.
pervert?
Just pervert.
I think if you dig, I think I've read things before that when you dig in, there's like a little bit more nuance, but it generally doesn't make it to us as English speakers. Because also it describes very perverted materials, and it is both an adjective because it describes things, but it is also
A noun.
a noun. Because you can be a hentai, a pervert. It's not an S tier. I'd give it an A tier.
And we are.
What?
And we are.
We are.
Okay, so this is one that you might have heard in like anime,
Yeah.
where there's like a young girl who might say this to a guy. Skebi. Sukebi.
Sukabi.
Which means lecher. They might say that instead of hentai.
It's not ringing a bell because I do feel like they usually say hentai, but it does seem like a very useful word for a Japanese teen to have in an anime or manga. Not that I would hear it in a manga because it's written. And if it was written in Japanese, I couldn't read it, which means I wouldn't read it because I can't read Japanese.
Oh, yeah, I heard that in that one manga.
I heard that one manga.
That audio manga.
That would be even worse because then there would be no pictures. It would just be sound, and I would just be 100. I guess I would be 98% lost, and that last 2% would be whatever the inflection of their voice. I would try to glean what the story was, which, like, good fucking luck with that.
I've definitely heard this before.
Give me-
Sukebi.
Skebe?
Skebi.
Like that?
Yeah. They like say it sort of like under their breath.
Okay. I don't think I've run into that, or if I have, I'm not
And then
retaining
the guy's
it.
like, no, I'm not,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. Like, I'm just trying to talk to you. I'm not a pervert.
Skebi baka.
It seems useful, but I don't love it. I don't remember it that well. Probably like a C or a B.
I was
probably a
thinking
C.
B.
I'll go with B then. I'll
But-
put it in B.
Okay. I was going with B because I recognize
You're
it.
recognizing it more, and I think it's a good term. It's not the most great to deliver, but maybe that's just because I'm not used to it.
In a similar context, we've got irashi, which
Irashi.
is disgusting, lewd, or indecent. Irashi.
Irashi. That sounds like I need to look up his name to get it right. But there's the in Golden Kamui, there is the one that is the Escape King, and I think his name sounds like that. And he is generally a lewd, disgusting character
Well,
because he is the
that's-
character that is most about. I think his name might be Oraishi. But he is the character.
They do like
most-
to do that. Basically every single character in Komi Can't Communicate is their name is a pun on what their personality is. So, and I've seen that in plenty of other series as well. Although Komi is like the main one that's like
the biggest about that you're aware of it.
which I love it, but like if you don't know Japanese, it's so difficult because like you read them and you're like, I think I recognize that, but I don't know what that word would be. There's so many times that I've been like, Ben, what does this mean?
His name is Shiraishi. Say your word again.
Irashi.
Shiraishi. It describes him.
Rashii is like the second half of it. Iraishi.
Shiraishi. I'm scrolling through his Wikipedia page, the Golden Kama Wikia page, to try to see like some reference to that word, also just to check his word. And I just love in the trivia section coming across. I'm really hoping that Satoru Noda is the artist, the author of it. But it just says, according to Satoru Noda, Shiraishi has one of the quote unquote juiciest asses in the manga.
Oh, yeah. Just some random person we interviewed.
But he's the Escape King. If you got a big booty, how you getting through small spaces?
Yeah. Maybe it's real squishy.
Yeah, I guess so. It's got the cat quality of if I fits, I sits, maybe.
So it's a little difficult to say, so I'm not sure if
Hiraishi. I mean, because I
it
think that's
gets
what I'm
up
saying. I'm used to
to
hearing
a
Shiraishi.
B, but it is interesting.
What was the meaning of it again?
Disgusting, lewd, or indecent.
I think because it's a series that's not One Piece dictating my thoughts, I'm going to give it a B. I think it's good to have. Hiraishi.
All right. The last one in the neutral profanities, and then we'll be
Neutral
moving
profanity.
on to the best section, which is common Japanese insults. So this last one is Gesuyaro.
Gesuyaro. More Yaros. We've had Yaros before, right? We had Baka-Yaro.
It might be Yaru.
Yaru.
Gesuyaro.
Yesoyaru.
Again, I mean, realistically, we really should have had Ben for this episode. So, or Maxie. Maxie would have worked.
Maxie could have been. Maxie could have known things.
We need to try and get both of them together.
Yes. We need a Japanese knower lifeguard for us two idiots, us two baka.
But that means asshole.
Wait on me one more time now that I have the meaning.
Gesu yaro.
Kasuyaro.
Yaru.
I feel like the more syllables you stack on, the less like fun it is, because you
Kasuyaro.
really need something you can spit out.
Now, I'm pretty sure that is like the literal definition of the body part asshole.
Oh.
And not like that guy is an asshole. Although,
But you can use that because
I don't
how
know
many
that
times have
they
you called
use it that
somebody-
way though.
How many times have you called somebody an asshole, and how many times have you called somebody an anus?
But that's English. They might not use it the same way.
But I feel like referring to people as like various like, I mean, your asshole's not genitals, but like you know what I mean.
Well, but that's the thing is they might use it as an insult in a literal sense
Yeah,
of you
that's what
are
I'm saying.
like an anus, as opposed to how we use it where it's
anus.
it's still, I mean, we still say asshole, but it's like it's sort of evolved beyond like a literal
yeah,
anus.
but it has. I'm sure it's evolved beyond that for them, for Japanese speakers as
Maybe,
well. We're
but
just
there's
reading
so
a
many other
Wikipedia
words
page.
here. So, and we'll get into some of these that I think better encapsulate our usage of
Our
asshole.
sensibilities of.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for an English swear just to be inexplicably on this list by virtue of GIs.
I mean, homo and
Oh yeah,
rezu.
Resby.
Um,
Rezo? Is it? Wait, was it Rezo or Rezi?
Rezu.
Rezu.
Rezubian.
Rezubian.
And in the same context, I want to put this in F tier.
I'm fine with that.
So what needs to happen here is, obviously Maxie and Ben can chime in on this. However, I will say, I'm going to call them out here. I asked both of them. I was like, hey, I'm going to do this episode for Kermit.
And this would
Can
have
you
been
give
months
me-
ago, right? You would
Yeah,
have prepped this months
yeah.
ago.
Can you give me any kind of like resources or anything? And they both pointed me to this Wikipedia page.
Okay. That's really. I'm glad because you it was been double checked between two knowledgeables. Then yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I mean, what? There's no time the night that like Maxie B is not awake at night.
yeah.
For our night, because Maxie B is not in America. Maxie B is across the pond, and I'm not day drinking yet.
Hey, if we can hit our Patreon goal of $20,000 a month, I will look into getting Maxie to move over here.
We'll get Maxie on a plane into the Maxie B in the studio. Maxie B up in the club.
I don't know what it would take to move
I don't want to do that, 'cause
Maxie's entire family over
I was
here.
going to say that would take
but-
them away from their family, and I wouldn't want to do that.
but we're going to
admittedly,
need a translator.
No.
So,
That it's $20,000 to take us and our equipment to Maxie.
well, but the thing is I think Shonen Flop would also appreciate Maxie being here. So,
Oh, trying to when we're making money, we get to decide what happens. How about that?
sorry, Maxie.
Sorry, Shonen Flop. We're going to Europe.
All right. So,
So
moving on to common Japanese insults, and this will be. I think this is going to be our last
I'm fine with that.
one. There's a bunch in here though.
I'm excited, and I'm sure there are a lot of these I might know.
We're going to start off with one you definitely know.
Okay.
Kisama.
That's an S. What does that even mean?
That's an S tier.
I mean, it's an S tier. I don't even care what it means.
It literally
I care
just
what it
means you in a mean way. It's in
Ore is and not even in a mean way, but ore is on it.
on Wikipedia it says rude pronoun you.
Say it one more time.
Kisama.
There's gotta be a more.
There's a couple of these. Okay. So these two are also rude pronoun you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Teme.
Timmy, man, dude, you saved the hits for the end.
Actually, the other one listed here is also Teme, but it's spelled slightly different.
A random Tumblr thing says Kisama, but it has the Japanese characters for it, so I'm slightly more believing of it. Was once an honorific way to refer to somebody, and now it's rude.
Oh, there's
to the point
Japanese characters on here too.
that you could translate it to.
But I don't
I'm
read
saying
them.
This is also applicable as my argument stands. Kisama was once an honorific way to refer to somebody, and now it's rude to the point that you could translate it to mean bastard or equally colorful ways to refer to you.
And we should note here, whenever you see it translated that way, where they say bastard or whatever, that is a localization, not a translation.
Well, no, but this is the fun thing. We were talking about this before recording because I was talking about it. I think it's this one where it's like one of them essentially means Your Highness, but it's like fucking Pac-Man kill screen where it is somehow so respectful that it fell out the bottom and is now super disrespectful to use. So if you go back to like samurai times, I guess, I don't know this for certain, and you use Kisama, maybe even earlier than that, I don't know when that stops being respectful. Because it's an honorific.
One of these
like
might
Mr.
be that one.
Kisama. I think
So,
it's Kisama.
Let's rank this one and then we'll move on.
Kisama's an S tier. There's no doubt. Kisama
yes.
is one of.
I already
it's
put
one
that.
of the ones. I think Kisama is in our. Is Kisama in our? Is in the Pro ZD video? Or is there something else in there?
It might be.
Ora is my main takeaway from it.
I'm finally
and
feeling
Nakama.
this.
Well, I think he wouldn't say it in Japanese. He'd say "you fucking bitch," as evidenced by that video. But he says "ore" and then he says "Nakama."
But teme.
Teme.
Where do we want to put that?
What does that mean?
The same. It's a rude U.
How do you spell it?
Hold on.
I'm assuming. Put your glasses back on.
TEMEE.
TEM.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the stage where I am finally feeling this drink.
Yo, it took him long enough. I'm the lightweight. I've been feeling it since the beatbox earlier today.
This is my second pint of spiced rum and cola. By the way,
I don't think that's the spelling because I'm having a real rough time finding actual.
these gummies that we got.
Those are the beer gummies that aren't beer.
So that's the thing. So we a couple weeks ago we went out into the city and we had dinner.
We had ramen because that's notable to Weeb Zone.
Yeah. And after dinner, we walked around the city a bit. We walked, a couple blocks just to check things out. And we happened upon a tiny little candy store that is entirely imported candy.
From genuinely all over the world.
So there was a bunch of Japanese stuff, but there was also a bunch of German stuff. And as you might know, the famous German candy, Haribo gummies. Now, if you're familiar with Haribo, buying them in the grocery store in the United States, they're always sort of hard. But if you buy the imported ones, the German ones, they are soft. I picked up this, a couple different kinds, but one of them that I got is called Kickerbraus. Hey, Kick Dwarf.
Oh, yeah!
And I'm eating these and I'm like, I thought these were soda.
The cola
but
ones, because we have like the cola and or root beer ones here.
But I think they're beer flavored.
Yeah, because there's like 4 different flavors in the bag. Some of them are like yellowy.
There's a hint of like hops to it.
I still haven't found. I always love to learn the like direct translation of things because it's the fun. Toss me one of those. You can't just eat one and like I thought you were gonna give me. Solid food.
I can just eat it and not give you any.
Oh, you
bet. That was a good. Talk about a good shot.
Ah.
Here's 2 stuck together.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I think I'm content.
These are still soft.
Mm-hmm.
This bag has been open for 2 weeks.
Also, time to kind of been in a box, but kind of not been. I like to know the direct translation, not the localization.
Keme.
Cute. Because I like to solve that puzzle, that I'm not finding it.
Okay, well.
But this Tumblr post that seems quite official about it.
People don't want to listen to you Google stuff, so.
For starters, teme is one of the most vocal words one can use when addressing someone.
Oh my god.
Teme has a brother named Ome. Ome is not that vulgar, but is still quite direct.
Ome's not on here.
So it's its brother.
Teme.
Teme! Isn't that the one we talked about with Maxi B being like the, I'll kill you?
Maybe.
That might be that one.
Hey, jump on our Discord, because after this episode drops, I'm sure Ben and Maxie will have plenty to say.
We'll be sober, and you can be mean to us in a way that will affect us more directly.
I haven't banned anybody from the Discord yet, but
Okay. Let's do it.
where we putting Teme?
Oh, S. Obviously, S.
S.
Teme.
All right. Right next to Kisama.
It rhymes with ore. It's perfect. These are good.
All right. So, in a similar vein, Koisu
Koisu.
or Aisu, which apparently means the same thing.
Aisu.
Rude, overly familiar expression for a third party.
What does that mean?
That would be like
Is that when I'm talking to somebody else and calling a third party a bitch?
if a Yakuza comes up and is like talking to a CEO.
Okay.
And he might go, Koitsu. And that guy would be like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
What the fuck you say about my hair? I don't know that one.
I've heard it before, but
Just
it's
another
not.
way to be mean.
Yeah.
Is it another you or is it something else? Is it an adjective?
It's sort of, it's similar.
Okay. Not as, I mean, I don't know it as well. Not as strong. Lay it on me one more time. Just to be-
Koitsu.
Koitsu. Maybe I have.
Koitsu.
It's not an F. It's like a
I
C.
think Oitsu is Koitsu, but they just dropped the K. It's spelled differently.
Maybe it's depends on where you're at. And I would C tier it.
Okay, that's fair.
I've reached the end of my drinking, and right now I'm feeling okay. But if I close my eyes for too long, I'm not doing okay.
Don't do that. We have like 6 of these.
Not
left.
even like in a sleepy sense, just in a like a oh no, everything's wrong in my body sense.
All right, let's
Even
see.
though I feel like I could just curl up into a ball.
I'm going to save that one for the end.
Ooh.
Oh, that one also for the end.
Ooh. Are we at the end then?
No, we're pretty close.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. So this is a good one for you, and this is it. It goes along with some of like we are talked about with Teme.
Yeah.
May is a suffix that implies contempt, so you can add that to other words to make them.
That's interesting because I feel like so much of Japanese is that you added another word to make it more respectful, and maybe that's the same vein as some of the other ones we've covered, where they used to be very respectful, and somehow the bottom fell out, and they became very unrespectful.
Yeah.
Wait, what was
May.
it? May. It was te. Te-me. Does it have an exact meaning, or is it literally only a spice word?
It's just suffix that implies contempt.
Interesting.
So in a similar way that you would add
Boss me.
Chan or Kun or something like, or San to a name to like give, it's an honorific. You might add this to the end of some kind of pronoun that you are calling someone to say like they're this pronoun but bad. And I say that with confidence, even though I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Do you know what the Emperor called the person he had a lot of contempt for in the prequels? Padme!
Jesus Christ.
Very proud of myself for that one. It's not a good joke, but I'm very proud of myself, just to be clear.
I will put that joke in C tier.
Earned. I mean, we already ran into other Mays, so that one feels like less of a thing we would rank and more of an interesting fun fact. Unless we had other words that we put May on, which we may or may not come across.
I ranked it anyway.
That's fine by me. Where'd you rank it?
C.
Oh, you were looking with the joke. I guess with the joke. There you go.
All right. So we're getting into. There's only gonna be a couple. There's like 4 left.
Cool.
Okay.
That's what I got in me then.
So we're gonna start off with Shinji-me.
Shinji-me. We got May more. What's that mean?
Die. Go to hell.
Oh! Die and go to hell. Shinji-me. I don't know if I've heard that before, but I do love, like, that is a big, like, I'm sure I've seen that in a localization before. As what a thug said to somebody.
Well, Omae wa shindaru.
Yeah. You
Would-
were already dead.
That's your die connection there.
Oh my.
Shin.
Is it Shin is death?
You just said that out loud.
Omai wa shinderu.
It didn't click in your mind?
You are Omai. Yeah,
Shin.
you are Shin. You are dead already. I'm assuming by virtue of parts of language that I understand as an English speaker.
Shinji-me.
Shinji-me. Die. Yeah, I guess because we have Mei is the disrespectful salt. And Shin and Shinji is some sort of death or go die. So yeah, go die disrespectfully. Go to hell. See, this is what I love about language, is sussing out the puzzle of word meaning. Whether it be English roots or
I will say, because there is, I think this is katakana, but
I'm sure there's extra bonuses.
It might
katakana.
be. It might be hiragana. I'm not sure.
Whatever.
But the me suffix is not in Shinji-me.
It's a different thing?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know
if that's
what that means.
I'm going to give it a B tier because I liked that journey I went on, and telling somebody to die and go to hell is fun in that regard.
I think that's fair.
I think telling somebody to die and go to hell is fair.
Similar vein, kutabare.
Kutabare. It's like almost a kutabara.
It's pretty close. But you're thinking of kuwabara.
Kuwabara, yes. You were correct. Excuse me. Both in me screwing up and also burping.
Kutabare.
Kutabare.
Drop dead. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Drop dead. Kutabare. I need some R in there to try to roll that I can't roll, to be like I'm maximum Yakuza hooligan.
That's at the end.
That's what I'm saying.
Kutabare.
I have that here, which is why I enjoy it.
Do it.
I can't roll my R's though.
You son of a bitch.
What word? Yeah, what phrase is that though? Kutabare.
Urasai.
Urasai. Is that son of a bitch?
Let's shut up.
Let's shut up.
That was the next one, by the way.
I had a feeling.
So we have to rank both of those.
We have to rank Kutasare.
What?
Oh, did I say it wrong?
Kutasare. What is
Kutasare?
What's your name? Kutasare.
Oh, I'm glad that you picked that as well, because that was where that wasn't the intention, but once you repeated it back to me and I said it again, I'm like, I shouldn't talk about that. And then you said, like, well, we're here. We were both having the same wavelength.
Kutabare. Urasai.
Urasai. Man, Roots would have been really different. It was about Korean Japan.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God, that's too spicy.
Hey, different form of slavery.
Different form of slavery.
Not necessarily better or worse, but different.
You're the one that said not better or worse, so... Also, I literally just read a one-shot on Manga Plus about slavery that was, like, really, really good, so...
It keeps coming up. It keeps coming up.
There's no episode about it. I might cover this one-shot. This is not the show to be talking about.
Asian slavery was not chattel slavery, which is why it shows up so much in manga, and they sort of don't think it's as bad as it is.
I think the one-shot was called Wolfenberg. We're going to have the shonen jumping the gun... The shonen jumping the gun shot, one kill. What was the pun that you made?
Oh, shonen set up us the bomb.
Oh yeah, shonen set us up the bomb. Because it's only that just means we get signal, Brad. Or we just cover a bunch of Manga Plus one shots that I read, so I can talk about this.
Anyway, Kutabare.
All your racer belong to us.
Urasai, which I believe are both A tier.
Give it to me one more time. Give it socks.
Gimme, man at the midnight. What are we doing?
Say the word again. But
Kutabare.
Give it to me though.
Urasai.
That's an A. I give that an A. Urasai.
I feel like tier lists are literally just so you can talk about things.
Yes, exactly. It's
sort of stupid.
Yes, but they're so clickable.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate inside myself how clickable are they. A new. I was about to say Markiplier, not Markiplier. A new Maximilian Dude thing showed up of him ranking the supers from Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero, and I'm like, I was just like, click on that. And I'm like,
This is
idiot!
probably worse though, because this is just audio and people have to just go to the website to see this actual list. Like on our website for the episode.
This is literally just the thing for us to joke about it, but it gives it structure. It gives it I'd say purpose, but that's maybe too strong of a word for it.
Okay.
So we're is this the last one or the second? Is this the penultimate or the ultimate?
Where are we going?
Or did we
I
already
think there were 2 more?
Because you said 4, I think, before we started this ending stretch.
That's the last one.
I love it. I love how... I'm glad you picked it. Unlike some mangaka, you know the ending to this story.
Hey, everybody should be proud of me. I am improving a lot of this.
Yeah, that wasn't shade against you. That was shade against mangaka who write stories that set up a question, but they don't know the answer, and they just hope they'll find it.
But I did look at this earlier today.
That's bullshit.
I looked at the list earlier today.
You're doing good, Brad.
And I was like, I want to jump around to these sections, and we'll end up here. So I had an idea of structure.
That applause is for you, genuinely.
And I got a buzz right now, so that's. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty good.
You're doing a great job. Again, I am throwing shade at manga writers who ask questions at the very beginning as the main purpose of the manga they do not have answers to.
Okay.
Which is not usually good.
I wasn't going to go over these 2, but
there's a bonus.
There's some tie in here, so I just wanted to touch these real quick. Which I say touch these, but then after I tell you what it is, that's going to sound really weird. Okay. So, these are related to kutabare. Kutabare. In so much as they sound similar.
Oh.
Kuso kurare.
I think we said kuso was shit in some
kuso kure.
Kuso kure.
And yes, and also kuso tare. And both of those, kuso kure is eat shit.
Eat shit.
And kuso tare is shit drip.
Shit drip?
That's the it says literally like shit drip.
Somebody diarrhea?
I guess.
Eat shit and die. Gure is eat shit? I'm assuming gure is some sort of eat verb.
Maybe.
Because I know kuso we found out, I think was...
We don't have to rank those if you don't want. I just wanted to point those out because they have a similar feel to kutabare. Even though they mean something completely different.
Where did we put kutabare?
Where did we put that? A.
Okay, and I think those would go in A. I think just telling somebody eat shit is a really good... I don't think I've ever said eat shit in a way that I meant them literally consume fecal matter. Like that's like the image that entered my brain. It's just fun telling somebody to eat shit. And
that's like the next step up. Like you insult someone by saying, "You know what? Eat shit." But then like if they really piss you off, you're like, "You know what? Literally consume feces."
I know, it's like when you get rid of the you burst through the veneer of like these are words we say that we don't fully think about. I thought you were gonna say when you escalate to eat shit and die, which is also like a real classic. Though I'm also some of that is also maybe bound in from a billion years ago when Portal 2 came out. There was a gaming podcast I was on, or I wasn't on it. I listened to it. I was not on any podcast when I was younger. And they had somebody faking a GLaDOS voice that said "eat shit and die," and then they had a loop they played of her going "shit bastard motherfucker shit best," and that has just been forever planted in my brain.
Okay,
but "eat shit and die" is a classic that goes in A tier.
We're gonna do. There's 2 more.
Okay.
We're gonna do one that I don't think you've heard of, and then we're gonna end on a high note.
On a classic. Okay, excited.
So. Saite. The worst. Disgusting.
The worst. Ooh, I like that.
Saite.
Ooh, is that an A tier? I don't know this one, but I love calling somebody the worst, and it's fun to say. It's short. Some of these are always too long, because I think they have to communicate their concept, and then they have to have the like.
I love that you're saying that because the last one that we're going to do, you're going to love it and you know it and it's longer.
That's fine. I know. I'm going to be a super hypocrite. It's going to be great. Saite, the worst. I'm giving an A tier.
Okay.
It's fun to say. I like its meaning. It rolls off the tongue. The only thing keeping from S is it's not familiar. What do you feel similar? Do you feel differently?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I will be interested to see when you actually listen to this episode sober how you'll feel about all this.
Very
all right.
curious.
So here we go.
Okay.
We're gonna. Holy shit! We've been recording for an hour and a half.
That's pretty. We've been recording longer than the Pop Culture Talk Zone before this.
Yeah,
that's insane. I think we had some preamble before we got into it, though.
Yeah. Well, and there was the whole music.
And I had
segment.
to go and pee.
Okay. Are we ready?
Strapping in.
We're gonna bring this home to end this journey where we have learned some things, we've confirmed some things, we're feeling real good about swearing at people in Japanese.
We put the Baka into Baka-Banashi.
We pretty much had to do this episode at some point.
Yeah, this was kind of like with the name of the show, and yeah, it feels very fitting.
Kermit. Konayaro!
Konayaro! What's that one mean?
You bastard!
You bastard!
Konayaro, Bakayaro!
I was going to say the Yaro. It's Yaro, right? Konayaro?
Yeah.
Yaro was the extra. So wait, have we run into Kona before?
Konosuba.
Yeah, but that's an acronym, isn't it? Or as much as acronyms. I don't know if what's they're called in Japanese because they have phonemes and not letters.
I mean, Konosubarashi because it's God's blessing on this wonderful world.
Okay, but which one of those is God?
I don't think Konosuba translates directly to God's blessing on this wonderful world.
It doesn't? It seems like it does.
No, I think they're doing that. They're doing that They're doing that shortener thing.
That's what I said about the acronym thing.
So it's
no Konosuba is like I thought was taking the first phoneme of each of the words of whatever's being described.
Maybe
that was always my thought of it.
Maybe Kono is bastard, and so it's that bastard's.
That bastard God.
This wonderful world.
Commie bastard.
Maybe that's the joke.
Commie bastard has a very different context in America. That's spelled
Kami Kono.
Kono? Kamiyaro.
Konanigo.
Fucking God. God bastard. That's
Kono Kami.
Oh my God, that is a next tier insult. Call somebody a God bastard. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know, but that feels dangerous, doesn't it? Kamiyaro. It's like God-sama.
You've heard this before, though, right?
What?
Konayaro.
Maybe it's not coming to mind as much.
Oh, I picked wrong. Should have saved Kasama for the end.
Kasama should have been for. Is this a line that even though they've now started localizing the audio for Yakuza games, there are certain lines they don't localize in the audio?
This should be one, although it's really easy to translate to "you bastard."
You bastard.
So
you piece of shit.
But you've definitely heard this in anime.
You I'm hoping if anything I learned from this episode, it's to say somebody you God bastard. Not goddamn bastard, just you God bastard. You God tier bastard. Son of a God bitch. I'm drink.
I was thinking that this would go in S tier because I'm very familiar with this one.
I'm going to bow to your position and say that this is S tier.
That's good because this is my show and I get to do what the fuck I want.
You're driving as the less inebriated human, and also as the host of Baka-Banashi, even though I'm the one that dictated when I determined the phrase that ends the show, which I can't say because we're not ready to end quite yet.
Well, okay, that'll do it. We've got a bunch on here.
I'm sure we'll post this in the Discord.
Yeah, I'll post this on the Discord
when this episode comes out in however many weeks.
There's a bunch on here. Probably next week.
What's our hit me with the S tiers.
All right.
Hit me with the classics.
Baka-Gaijin. Kisame Teme Konayaro.
Go die. I'll kill you. That was the phrase. That was the phrase by virtue of me seeing it.
I'll kill you, you stupid foreign bastard.
I'll kill you besides there you go. Besides already being very iconic, hearing back in the day when Willie was playing through the Yakuza games back when Lil V was on it, anytime they were playing Yakuza 0, and a lot of the times little V would go, "I'll kill you," when they did that. Because I'm sure he knows some Japanese because he's had to sing it enough times. But that's always a classic. Okay, wait, is there more? Or was that the trio was Go Die,
Baka-Gaijin,
you idiot foreigner,
Kisama,
you bitch,
Teme, Konario. Unfortunately, we didn't put Drop Dead or Die in S tier.
They were in A tier.
A tier.
Okay, that's fine. Oh my wa, Teme de. You're already a Teme.
Well,
what a journey.
So I guess, if you're familiar with Japanese profanities, come on the Discord and swear at us, I guess.
Even if they're not Japanese, just come and tell me your favorite swears. In any literally in any language. I love learning the genuinely direct translation of other languages' swears. They bring me smiles.
I'm sure Cake Dwarf will have some good ones for us.
Oh, Cake Dwarf, this is a direct emission to you from me. Is German, right? German swears?
Yeah.
Give me some German swears, but then tell me what their literal meaning is. Because I love when you have a phrase. I know Spanish, both Mexican and Spain flavor, have some real good ones about genitals and your mother and whatnot. And there's some tasty nougats in there. So
muy bueno.
Muy bueno indeed.
Oh crap! Do I know anything other than Scheisse?
I was gonna say, do you know how to land the podcast?
Shit, obviously. Germans love their shit.
I'm sure they do. They do.
I can say that because I'm 60% German.
I can say that because I'm a degenerate. And I've been on the internet. Yeah, I don't have other swears besides the ones we've said in English already at the top of the dome right now.
So
but yeah, please come on the Discord and share your favorite swears with us in any language, let it be English, Japanese, or otherwise.
What do we do when we end? We got to say there's other shows on our feed. Check those out.
Yep.
I'm not going to get into it. We've got fun stuff. We've got the Discord. Contact us. You can come swear at us.
Use our fudging Discord, or use our fudging code when you go to the website where you buy the Japanese snack boxes. Which one is it, Brad?
I already did an ad for that. That's
cool. Go there and use our code.
What
That's
else?
paid for my dinner before. It's rad.
We got the Patreon.
Mm-hmm. I'm not giving a drunken Patreon shout out, even though we already did that.
When you sign up on Patreon, you can get bonus episodes because all the tiers get the bonus episodes.
I personally kiss you goodnight when you're a new patron, if that's something you want. Brad has frozen from the statement.
I'm just trying to think of the logistics of that.
You don't have to think about it. I'm the one doing it. I'm tucking you in at night.
Anyway, if you were interested in more of Orion's music, we did a whole bonus episode with a bunch of that in there.
You can hear it. Literally. I mean, obviously he's gotten better, but there's some bangers in there. There's 10 to the. I still think about that sometimes.
The ones with lyrics are sort of funny, but the beats and stuff are good.
The beats are good. His rhythm is good. It's what we recorded that months ago, and it sometimes will still enter my brain unprompted.
I can't stress enough how cheap the lowest tier is.
I can't express enough how much I would love for you to become a patron, and how much I love that you were listening.
If you join royalty or nobility, we got something special for you. So plus you get the top 3 tier extra stuff, which is you get the high quality stereo version early, and you get extra special shout outs, and we'll probably do whatever you want us to do.
If you subscribe in those tiers and suggest or request a manga for Shonen Jumping the Gun, much like when new chapters drop and Jump for new series, I will fuck up whatever arc I'm in the middle of to my great emotional distress and cover it ASAP. You will have the power of a Japanese magazine in making me dance to your fiddle.
So we didn't talk about this ahead of time. You're just saying this on the spot.
I'm just giving it to you,
but
for not for free, obviously.
I think that's
how much this.
I think that's fine. We can do that.
I think that's reasonable. I mean, you already said we'll do whatever you ask.
Basically, yeah. Hey everyone. We do, in fact, need to shout out our patrons. So, first of all, our current most important patron, at our noble tier, we have our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf. At our reincarnator tier, we've got Moon. And at our commoner tier, we've got Rena and Killhour. So thank you so much to all our patrons. Did we forget anything else?
No, I think that's it.
I wonder how I'm going to cut this episode down.
I don't know. You think we're done?
We might be.
I think, unless you got anything left, I think that means...
Should I read the...
You were already S tier. I think S tier was good enough.
Profanity can be accentuated, also through use or lack of honorific language. Following on from pronouns and suffixes in the example above, the speaker has... I'm not going to read this.
It's time to shut up! And that'll fade into whatever the heck our outro music is.
Politeness can be conveyed to the listener by conjugating plain forms of Japanese verbs into what is called the polite form. Why is bowing under Japanese profanity?
I'm showing you respect, asshole.
When performing a standing bow to another Japanese speaker, the individual's back should remain straight, with their hands by their side and eyes averted to the ground.
If you have a curvy bow that's disrespectful to people, I love that. I'm bowing to you, but also in a disrespectful way.
The depth of the bow performed by an individual changes the meaning of the bow.
That is true.
A bow at 15 degrees is considered a casual bow or greeting bow. This sort of bow can be used, there's say bow too many times, with someone of equal social hierarchical status, such as a colleague or a friend's friend.
Yeah. Hi.
A bow of 30 degrees is considered a polite bow.
I don't want to do that right now because I might fall over.
And should be made from a seiza position, not as a siritsu standing bow.
A seiza is, I think I've learned from Baka-Banashi, is when you're in that like kneeling position, right? I can't do that.
This sort of bow is used in semi-formal situations.
Like doing...
A bow of 45 degrees is a respectful bow.
That's flat back.
Kiri. And can be done while seated or standing. The respectful bow is used when greeting a superior, such as an employer or in-laws. Finally, a deep bow, or greater than 45 degrees, is called a reverent bow. Sekere. And this is reserved either for an audience with the emperor or to communicate deep reverence or regret.
Is there still an emperor?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess when we meet him when we go to Japan, we'll have to do that kind of. We'll have to do a 15-degree bow to say fuck him. No, I wouldn't do that. That would be very mean.
With regards to profanity,
he's not actually the government, so I don't disrespect him.
Using an overly polite or reverent form of bowing can display sarcasm and disdain.
Yeah, Japan does have. That's what we learned with all these. Japan has sarcasm.
And conversely,
if you're too respectful for the situation, it sounds like you're being an asshole.
Choosing an inappropriately familiar bow can be offensive to the other party. So if you were to do a 15-degree bow to your employer, your boss, that would be highly disrespectful.
But what if I did a 45-degree bow to my boss under regular circumstances?
I think that's fine.
That's me being sarcastic. I have bowed to people before. If I really think about it, I've bowed to people before.
Well, greater than 45 degrees is reverent.
Greater than 45.
So.
45 if I maybe screwed something up a little bit, or I'm worried about getting chewed out about something, even if I don't know what it is.
I love the idea that you could just walk around and do like 90-degree bows to people and just piss them off.
You just get to fold yourself like an accordion, and that pisses people off.
90 degrees, that's just...
That's 45 degrees, my
Is
dude.
It? I thought...
No, wait, you're right.
I am right.
You are right.
And I'm the one who's bad at math.
180 degrees would be you folding yourself like a fucking... napkin.
That would be incredibly disrespectful to everybody.
Fuck you, Brad. I'm gonna...
Oh, dude.
I didn't mean to knock that over. The weight came... Oh, the weight was on it. I think we're okay.
You just kicked it.
I didn't kick it.
Put the weight back.
I did not. not kick it. I just got up. I think the weight came off.
You fucked it all up.
I think I'm gonna try again. I think it was because I pushed it too far.
Anyway.
Touch my toes.
You can't even do it.
I'm tired and sore.
All
I
right.
can touch my toes sometimes.
I think we're done here.
It's time to shut up for real this time.
It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic. It's a kind of magic.
Fuck you, it's January. It's not January. I'm
one
in my
dream, one hope.
I don't know this one.
I forget how it goes.
I should really play around with that audio voice modulator that makes me sound like Duke again.
Ooh, yeah. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick asses, and I'm all out of asses.
Thank you, I was really hoping you'd do that. Hail to King Baby.
Hail to the king, baby.
Those alien bastards circumcised me. Leave this call before somebody shows up and hears me mumbling to myself.
Mm.
You okay? Too much booze?
I made that way too strong. Holy shit. Oh. I love spiced rum, but that's a lot of spiced rum.
Spicy? Okay.
That's dangerous.
I'm putting bottles out of the way, but they seem more in the way to his vision.
I can just see you.
Yeah.
And then right on the concrete,
Yep.
smash. Anyway.
I gotta be real. Water main is still.
I will never stand for this.
We super did not introduce ourselves on, I think, either of these episodes. These are the deep enough.
I think you're right.
Hi, I'm Kermit the Grog, and I am a lightweight and very inebriated at the moment.
If anybody doesn't know who we are, then what are they even doing here?
This is not a good place to start. And then you'll cut that part and the sip and put it at the beginning of the episode. This is Isekai Sensei Sama Brad. I call him Brad because that's his name. But also sometimes I call him Isekai Sensei Sama. Because that's also his name. That's how names
Or if you're David or Jordan from Shonen Flop, you just call me Isekai Sensei.
No, Sama?
They refuse to say Sama.
Isn't that disrespectful? I mean, I know you're sensei, but...
That's part of my name.
True, I guess you need a short form.
It's disrespectful for them to leave it off because it's part of my name.
But also they call you sensei, which is very respectful, I feel.
That's true. Yeah. I don't mind when people call me Sensei.
Sensei.
Hentai. Have you heard that Otorashi Gakko song?
What?
The one Otorashi Gakko song. You know they're the women who dress up like schoolgirls.
Oh yeah.
In their one song, it's like hentai.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I don't remember which one that is, but I know what you're talking about.
It's on our playlist. Do you think people know about our playlist?
We talk about it every so often. We listen to it.
I
a lot,
looked
which
on
is
it,
really what it's most
and
important.
it said like 7 people have looked at it.
Which means
So-
at least 4 people who aren't us have looked at it.
Probably, yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Still drinking. I am too.
Here, wait. Let's kink.
You know, I didn't think
Let's
about.
kink glasses. Let's clink glasses. You ready? We're gonna fake it. Okay, ready? Lift your arm. We gotta fake it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and raise up.
I didn't think about this until it was too late. But we we covered something with my 11-year-old son at the beginning of this episode where we're drinking and talking about profanity.
Don't listen to the rest of this. Not even that we're drunk, that we're specifically talking about literally explicit content. But that's a Baka-Banashi for you.
But maybe that'll get more people to listen, and so more people will hear his music.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.